Welcome back, guys, to episode 3 of what would happen if you give a non-league club £1 billion. We have simmed one more year to 2031, so let's take a look at how they've got on. As you can already see, they're still in the Vanarama National League. They did not get promoted again. Another second place finish. Not good enough from Filed again. Danny Graham is still there, though. He has been there for a while now. I'm not even sure how long it is, but he's been there for a little while now. He was the manager that got him relegated, so he's had 2 seasons in the Vanarama now. He has got a second place finish both times. Let's see how close they was to promotion this time. As you can see there, only 3 points again. It's just one more win and they could have got up on goal difference. So very, very frustrating for Filed there. I'm not sure what more to do or if we should add some more reputation onto them. Let's look at their landmarks while we're doing it. All that's happening is Carl Turner is scaling down the funding. He is becoming a bit of a bane of this series. We're going to help Filed out a lot more. We are going to 5,000 reputation. They've still got 780 million. They're going front end again. We're going to hopefully give Danny Graham the funds and the ability to do this with what he needs. We're going to give him as much money as he wants, hopefully. Let's just check the schedule for how they did in the season. As you can see, first 2 months of the season unbeaten before finally losing against Guiseley. They did go through the FA Cup 4th qualifying round against Redditch, so they're in the FA Cup still. Then beat Halifax 2-1 in the Vanarama. Not in the Vanarama, sorry, in the FA Cup first round. They did lose 2 or 3 games in the league in a row, which is very disappointing. Then they beat Peterborough in the second round of the FA Cup. Peterborough are in League 1, so that's a great win for Filed there. Beating Salford away there. A couple more games they won. Through to the FA Trophy 4th round against Guiseley, so that's another competition they are still in. A couple of games in the league without a win before 2 more games with a win. They drew with Salford 2-2 in the FA Cup 3rd round, so we go into a replay, and as you can see here, they won the replay in extra time. Salford also a Vanarama National League side, so 2 teams in the Vanarama National League in the 3rd round is very impressive. Also through to the FA Trophy 5th round, they beat Curzon Ashton in the 4th round. And then they lost to Manchester City in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Not surprising. Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham playing for Man City as well now. At least they got a goal, though. They was 4-0 down before they got one, so Man City probably took their foot off the gas. Let's have a look at how they did in the rest of the trophies. FA Trophy 5th round, through that against Telford. 2 wins on the bounce in the league before losing to Harrogate. And then losing to Kings Lynn in the FA Trophy quarter-final. So there is going to be no trophies this year, and they finished the season pretty poorly. As you can see here, 4 draws in a row, then a loss, before finally beating Salford again, and then losing the last game of the season against Vanarama National Playoff. Oh no, sorry, that was the playoff semi-final. So they won their last game of the season, and then they lost in the playoff semi-final. I completely forgot about the playoffs there, but yeah, lost in the semi-finals. So it's another playoff disappointment for FC Filed. Very, very unlucky. We're going to see him one more year. Go to 2032, and hopefully now we'll put the reputation up to 5,000 and put him as a front-end chairman. Hopefully he'll put his money in and they'll be back in the Football League. So I'll see you in a second, guys. I'll see you in 2032. Here we are then, guys. We're in 2032. Let's go check Filed and see how they've got on in this season. As you can see, they are in League 2 finally. They have been promoted. They did win the league as well. What an absolute season for Danny Graham. The man's turning into a bit of a Filed god. He's gotten promoted. 4 points clear of second. Only 9 losses in the season. Very, very, very impressive. Back in the Football League for the second time of asking. Let's hope they can stay in there longer than last time, because last time they went up, they actually did finish 12th the next season, which is pretty good, and then relegated in the second season in League 2. So let's check the schedule. Let's see how they did last year. As you can see, lots of green here. Not experiencing their first loss until 27th of September. Very, very good. They did go out of the FA Cup 4th qualifying round to FC United. A very poor result there, so there will be no FA Cup glory there. Pretty good month, though, here as well in September. Poor month in October, really, where they only got 2 wins in the league. Then they went on to November, only got 3 wins out of 5. So again, not a great month, but still pretty good. Not too bad, though. Then we move on to December, where they start with a loss and then they go unbeaten for the rest of the month. They do win in the FA Trophy third round against Gateshead. Very, very good month there. January rocks around and they play Bromley in the FA Trophy fourth round. Cannot beat them at home, but they do finish the game off next away 3-1. They win 4 on the trot in the league then, so obviously you can see they're pushing towards the league title now, but they are out of the FA Trophy round. I think I just said they won, but they couldn't finish the game off in the home leg and then they lost in the away leg. So no cup competitions anymore. All they had to concentrate on the league, and that was probably one of the reasons why they did so well. Unbeaten that month. Then they only had 1 loss out of 4 in this month in here in February. Into March was a lot of games, 4 wins on the trot before not winning either of the next 3. Bouncing back with 2 wins against Bromley and Dartford before losing 3-1 to Maidstone. And then on the final day of the season, winning 4-1. So no trophies like in cup competitions, but a league win. That's a very, very good accomplishment for Danny Graham. Let's check the landmarks. What did we have in 2031-32? We had not a lot. I think Carl Turner has scaled down the funding again. I'm not sure if that's... When would that have been? That was the 5th of 2031. That was not last year. I think we've changed it then, but he's done it here anyway. So they've been promoted. Carl Turner has scaled it down again. Carl Turner needs to leave. I've come to the conclusion Carl Turner does need to leave. As you can see, they spent £220,000, which is a lot of money for a Vanarama national side. Only on one player though, to be fair. Tommy Smith coming in for £220,000. Ex-Ipswich player, so obviously not a fan of mine. £21,000 have gone out, but as you can see, they're starting to spend a bit of money now. Not as much as the season before that, but still pretty good. We will check on the club finances. Still 760 million in the bank. Very, very good. So, there's only one thing left to do. Let's sim one more season. We go to 2033, and let's see how they get on in League 2. Hopefully, they can solidify their place in League 2. So, I'll see you in a second, guys. Here we go then, guys. 2033. We are here. Another year has passed. Let's see how far we're getting on. They've released 11 players, and they've been relegated again. They are never, ever going to make it to the Premier League. I've got a bad feeling about this series. It is going down. They have not got Danny Graham in charge either anymore. This is really going bad. Let's have a look at the league table. Let's see how they got on last year. Oh, so disappointing. I had high hopes for them. We need to go back a year. There we go. They was 1 point away. One more win in the season and they would have stayed up. So very, very disappointing. That's so frustrating. Okay, we're going to look at the schedule now. See how they got on last year. Very, very poorly, as you can see already. They did go through the Carabao Cup first round against Rochdale. Started off the league with a draw and a loss. They did win the next game after that, but then they lost there as well against Notts County. Out of the cup against out of the Carabao Cup, to Huddersfield, losing to York. Out of the Papa John's Trophy as well. So very, very poor from them. Oh no, that's not the sorry. They didn't go out of the trophy there. They lost on penalties in the group stages. I forgot they do group stages in that. Only 1 win in September, 2 losses and a draw. Started October quite well actually with a win against Morecambe. Then they went on and lost on penalties again to Carlisle in the Papa John's Trophy Group E. They beat Tranmere. Lost the next 2 games. Then they did okay for a little while actually. They actually managed to go unbeaten for the next 4 games with, 2 wins and 2 draws, before finally coming up into the first round of the FA Cup against Crawley, winning that 2-1. Then something bad must have really happened around the 9th of November, because they lost 5 games in a row, also going out of the FA Cup second round as well. They're obviously out of the Paints Trophy as well by now. So yeah, very poor result. December kicks in, no wins in December. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 league games without a win. Very, very poor. They did get a win against Northampton before then losing the next 4 games, but before beating Wrexham 2-1. 2 losses, unbeaten in 3 with only 1 win though. Then they had very mixed form, and going into the last month of the season, very poor. 2 wins out of 5 games? Not too bad. Or 6 games, sorry. But that's not too bad, but still, it was probably all over by then. A very poor season. I cannot believe how bad they've done. We'll check the landmarks and see what's happened. What happened in 2033? Carl Turner has withdrawn funding again. He's not gonna be able to doing this. We're gonna do it again. We have to make him a sugar daddy front end again. They've got 7 million or 746 million in the bank still, so still plenty of money. There's no excuse for him to be doing this bad. Let's go check the managers quickly. I want to see when Danny Graham got sacked. Danny Graham got sacked in 2032. What was that? That was in November 2032. So that was last year. So Mark Cooper came in. He was only in for 34 days. From the 24th of November until 28th of September. So 24th of November he came in. Let's just check the form back then. I know it was bad, but let's see how bad it was. He came in. His first game would have been Chesterfield, and he was sacked by here. So he didn't win a single game in the 34 days he was in. So that is very, very poor. Anthony Gerrard came in and was the caretaker manager, and now Mark Bonner has taken over from the 11th of January. So when did he pick up the reins? He came in here. Very poor again. This is all Mark Bonner. There's a few more wins sprinkled in there, though, to be fair. So, you know, if they could have won one, if that previous manager had won one game, they actually would have stayed up. But it wasn't to be. Let's check the transfer history from last year. They spent £350,000 and they made £110,000. So it's not too bad. I think that might be the highest ever spent in the transfer window. We just check that out quickly. No, it's not. It's probably about the second most amount. But again, pretty good in the transfer month. They're spending money, but they're just not getting anything out of it. But we are going to skip forward one more year, guys. We're going to be in 2034, and hopefully the new manager can get him promoted back to League 2. I'll see you in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in 2034. Let's go check out how Fylde got on after a relegation in the last season. They are back in League 2. Congratulations to them. They turned into the absolute yo-yo club of the National League / League 2. Let's have a look how they did in the league then last year. Did they win it by a lot? Did they get promoted for the playoffs? Let's have a look. As you can see, 97 points, top of the league. Absolutely walked away with it, to be honest. They won it by 15 points. Very impressive. Let's see how they got on. Was there any cup runs or anything like that as well? Started the league very early this year, in July, which is quite interesting. Pretty sure normally it doesn't start that early, but close to that. I suppose it does, yeah, about around that time. Only one loss in the first month of the season. 2 losses in the next month. Only 1 loss in the month after that as well. They also went through the FA Cup fourth qualifying round as well. Into the first round against Crewe, and they won that against Crewe away 1-0. Unbeaten, won every single game in November, including a second round Northampton FA Cup tie. Very impressive. So they do go into the FA Trophy third round as well. Beating Woking, they did lose a game in the league to Bromley. And then look at all that green again, just wins. Vanarama national side, even through to the FA Cup fourth round. Very impressive. Very, very impressive indeed. Probably going to be against a fairly big club, I'd imagine, in the next round of that sort of competition. They went to Boreham Wood, beat them. FA Trophy fourth round, they're through to that as well. Before 2 losses in a row in the league, before then actually winning a game and then going to Hull away and losing 3-0 in the fourth round. No mean defeat. They was top of the championship, or they got promoted that year, so one of the better championship clubs, so obviously a lot better than Fylde. FA Trophy fifth round, they went through in that. Absolutely smashing the league, no goals conceded in the next 3 games, winning the FA Trophy quarter-final against Kings Lynn, before just winning some more games in the league, going unbeaten. 1-1 in the FA Trophy semi-final against Hartlepool at home. How did they get on in the second leg? They lost 2-0 in the second leg, so no cup competition wins for them this year. Did lose another game against Swindon, and then into the final month of the season, they drew against Dulwich Hamlet. Scunthorpe and Maidstone wins, and then lost to Boston and got promoted against Telford. Well, I mean, they was already promoted around here, I'd imagine, so the league was kind of won by that point, but final game of the season, they're winning against Telford. Very, very impressive. Let's have a look at the landmarks and see how they're getting on here as well. As you can see, Carl Turner has done it again. He's popped up again. The youth and training facilities did get upgraded, but then Carl Turner scales down the funding again. We're going to go in there, change the front end again. They've still got 730 odd million to play with, so there's no need for him to be doing this sort of thing. I'm not sure why he's even doing it, but we'll check their transfer history. How much did they spend? £450,000. Most of that was on one player. 400k for Che Cooper. Did get rid of £23,500 there. But yeah, again, promoted again, guys. Back into League 2. I can't even remember how many times they've been in League 2 now. I think this is going to be their 1, 2, This will be their 4th season in there, and they've already been relegated, twice? So not looking good. They've only stayed in the League 2 for 1 season out of the 4 seasons they've been, or the 3 seasons they've been in there. So hopefully we're going to sim 1 more year. Hopefully, and I'm praying to God, Mark Bonner can keep them in the league, and then they can push on to maybe get promoted again. I'm not going to give this too many more seasons, guys. If we don't see them make any progress to the Championship, we probably will just call it a day. But yeah, let's go for 1 more year and see if they can get promoted again, or at least establish themselves in League 2. We are back, guys, in 2035, the final part of this video. Let's see how far we're getting on. Have they gone down again, or have they stayed up? They've stayed up, finally. They've stayed up, and they've done very, very well, actually. They've got mid-table again. I'm pretty sure that's their highest finish. It is exactly the same as they've done in 27-28. But hopefully they can carry on. They have got a new manager, interestingly enough. We will check and see what happened there, because I thought the manager was doing pretty well. Mark Bonner was there. He left on the 19th of the 12th. A year and 342 days into the job. Then Graham Alexander came in for 70 days from the 2nd of January to the 13th of March. And then Darren Hughes has come in, which is very, very, very interesting. Sacked 2 managers in the same season. Not sure why they've done that. Let's have a quick look at the schedule and see how they've done, and then we'll sort of check out how and why they've done what they've done, because that is very, very odd. Let's go set it by date so we can go back. Right, so as you can see, starting off the League 2 campaign with a loss to Wrexham. Very good month here, winning in the League 2. They're winning their first League 2 game against Cheltenham, beating Huddersfield on penalties in the Carabao Cup first round, winning the next 2 games against York and Burton, beating Hull 1-0 in the Carabao Cup second round. Very, very good performance there. Awful to September. I have no idea what happened in September, but they lost in the Papa John's Trophy to Grimsby, drew to Crewe, lost 4 on the trot, including the Carabao Cup third round to Burnley. Then going to October, starting off that month with a win to Crawley, losing in the Papa John's game again on penalties to Man United under 23s, not winning a game until the very end of the month in League 2 against Shrewsbury there, so a very poor form again. So into November we go, 2 wins on the trot, and then they go out of the FA Cup first round to Port Vale before losing to Chester in the Papa John's Trophy again. So they're out of the Papa John's Trophy again. Not going to continue in that competition once again. I don't think they've made it out of the group in that once yet. 3 more games in November, 2 draws and a win. Going into December, they had an awful month again. No wins until the very end of the month, but they only lost 1 game that month as well. Into January, winning the first game of the year against Burton, and then not winning a game the rest of the month, and then an awful February where they lost every game apart from 1. Then going into March, started with a win, draw, 2 losses, and then they actually won 4 on the trot before the last 3 games of the season, where they actually went unbeaten. No idea how they finished 12th there, because the form looked absolutely dreadful. Let's check when the managers left, because Mark Bonner was in charge, I think. So the 19th of December he got sacked. So let's have a look at the form up until the 19th of December. It is here. He got sacked on the Huddersfield game here. On the Lincoln game, sorry, here. Form wasn't actually that bad. I think that's a little bit of a harsh sacking considering they're a promoted team. Then I'm pretty sure the new manager came in here on the January game and then left at the beginning of March. So he did absolutely dreadful. No wonder he got sacked. Look at that. I think he might have got a win here. That might have even been before he actually came in. So I don't think he did even get a win. So he may have won that game there, or that was the game that he got sacked there. So I think he left on the 3rd, I think it said. Let's go and check that. 70 days. He left on the 13th of March. So he left here. So he managed to get 1 win in that time. And then the new manager came in after the 13th. So basically that form, only 1 loss for the new manager. So Darren Hughes is doing very, very, very well. We'll check the landmarks. 2034 was the last time we saw it. Carl Turner scales down funding. We've not seen that before. Again, he's done it again once more. We're going to go into it again, put him to the front end, because that's what we do every single time. Again, so strange that keeps happening, but we'll see what happens 1 more year on. We're going to go into the transfer history now. How much have they spent? $450,000 again. That's 2 years in a row they've spent that. But they actually made £850,000 from the transfer budget, which is very good. So they're basically nearly doubled their profit on the transfers. But yeah, that is going to be the end of the video, guys. I will do one more part to this, and if they're not in the championship by the end of them 5 seasons, we are going to call it a day on this series, because we want to see some progress. I don't want to see them keep bouncing up and down between the leagues. So yeah, but again, if you have enjoyed the video, guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you can see when the next video goes live. I really appreciate you watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.